everyone, Janet here with Radiant Realty. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and stay a while, and don't be shy. I love seeing your comments and answering your questions, so leave those down below. Today I am just doing a recording about skiing on Whitefish Mountain. It is such a blast. We do it every year. We bought ski passes some of the first years we were here. Now we do the frequent skier cards, but I'm just going to get into a few facts for you if you are new to the area, if it's your first time skiing, or if you've been here a while, you probably already know this and can move along. But I will be doing videos featuring some of the runs this year, so definitely hit that notification bell so you get notified when those videos drop. And also leave a comment below with your absolute favorite run on the mountain. Okay, so let's talk passes. If it is your very first time and you are learning to ski or snowboard, the best thing for you is the Learn to Ski or Ride package. It's currently $91. It includes 2 days of lessons, rentals, and your lift tickets for those lower lifts, which is all you're going to need when you're first starting out. And it is so much better than trying to learn from a friend or a family member, so just sign up for that. If you've never skied before, I think it's ages 7 and up are eligible for that package. And if you're visiting the area and you know you want to ski more than one day, you could purchase the multi-day lift tickets. They're 25% off. However, I do caution with this one because we did that when we came out here to visit the first time and everybody got sick. So we had the 24-hour flu bug going through our family, and that was very disappointing since we had already bought days worth of ski tickets. So definitely keep that in mind as well. If you buy in advance, you don't really have an option if things don't go quite as planned. And if the regular day lift ticket is a bit pricey for your liking, you could always do night skiing. Of course, night skiing is only those lower lifts and chair 2. Still great ski runs and a good amount of fun for a much cheaper price. I think those are around $27 or $29 instead of that $89 to $91 day ticket price. And if you live here and you're going to be skiing a lot, definitely buy a ski pass. Just make sure you buy that pass before September 30th because prices do go up after that. I ran into that this year with the girls and their ski passes, and it was very frustrating. I was very frustrated with myself, to say the least. So don't lose track of time. Otherwise, you can, if you don't think you'll go, I think if you do the math, I feel like it's 10 to 13 times that you would need to go to make a pass worth it. If you think you might only go 7 or 8 times or something of that nature, then maybe a frequent skier card is best for you. It's $50 for the card, and then it kind of operates as a pass, so you don't need to go into the lodge every time. They just scan it. Whenever they scan it for you to get on a lift, then you're charged that $59 for a day. So it takes that day pass rate down to $59. So kind of the best of both worlds if you want to ski quite a bit but may not reach that 10 to 13 time mark for the season. All right, so let's move on to food. There are plenty of food options in the lower lodge. You have their restaurant menu, which is also the same as, I believe, as the summit. So a lot of times some of our favorites are chicken fingers and curly fries, but they have some, I know they used to have some noodle bowls and some sub sandwiches and quite a good variety there to choose from. And the prices aren't horrible. As far as our favorites, we really love the brownies. They're really big brownies. You can split them between 4. And the good medicine drink is pretty great if you are 18 or over. Oh, in addition to the summit, which, oh, by the way, if you're eating at the summit, there are 3 levels, and it gets really crowded there during the whole Christmas, New Year break and the winter break. So you might need to look downstairs or upstairs to find a seat. And downstairs, you can have those views too. The wall of windows is downstairs as well. And there's also a little education center down there for the kids. So definitely check that out. And if you're trying to stay on the cheap, pack a lunch. You can brown bag it. They have brown bag sections. They do have hot water there that you can use. So a lot of times some of our favorite easy things to take are a cup of noodles and a packet of hot cocoa with a cup. Just remember to bring whatever cups or bowls or that sort of thing that you need. They have silverware there, I believe they usually do. And then if you are interested in more of a restaurant type, there's Hellroarin' Saloon, there's Ed and Molly's. At Hellroarin' we used to love, it's been a few years since we've gotten them, the nacho plate there. It's huge. And then there's the beer stew also, which the locals love. Okay, so what about parking and transportation? So if you don't want to drive up the mountain, and this is a great solution for teenagers that are new to driving, although that road is kept pretty well salted and paved. So to me, it's not really all that scary. However, for new drivers, they can just park in town and take the snow bus. If you get online, you can find all the different snow bus stops, and it will whisk you right up to the mountain, and you don't even have to worry about driving that. If you are driving up, there are a couple parking options, multiple lots up there. It is free to park in most of them. There is a paid parking option if you want to be sure you're getting a good parking spot, but otherwise just park in one of those lots. They have a shuttle that'll take you right to the lodge as well from there. All right, so what about the skiing conditions on Whitefish Mountain? Okay, so it's a little different than a lot of skiing, especially if you're used to Lake Tahoe or California, Nevada, or if you're used to the East Coast skiing. It's very different from both. We have a lot of powder here. East Coast, I know you're into that icy kind of, you need good edges there on the East Coast. Here, if you want to get in the trees and get some of that powder, you're gonna be looking at a little bit of a wider ski base. I'm not a professional. I like to stick to the intermediate runs mostly and the groomers, but my husband loves to go in the trees, and so we do some of that as well. However, the weather here can be very different from California, where it's sunny and nice. We get those bluebird days once in a while, which are lovely and very fun up there. However, in a lot of times it's cloudy, it's snowing, and it's gray, and sometimes the visibility is not very good. So definitely check the weather before you get up there. Whitefish.com has weather predictions for the next days. Also the wind can get kind of crazy up there, so you want to look before you spend money on a pass for the day and make sure that it is suitable for you. And if you are up there and it does turn foggy or cloudy or windy, try out chair 11. A lot of times you're protected from the wind a little bit more on that chair, or chair 2, that's lower, so you might not quite be in that fog. We do get inversions sometimes, which are really beautiful, where you're above the clouds and you can just see, and it's kind of otherworldly, and those are some of my favorite days. If you do get an inversion or a bluebird day, definitely try out the Inspiration Run. That's one of my favorites for those, and then Gray Wolf as well. And speaking of that weather, hand warmers, toe warmers definitely come in as very helpful on those really chilly days. Lots of layers. You can check out my dressing for winter video. I do mention what I wear for skiing in that. And then also, just a side note here, don't leave your ski boots out overnight in a car or something of that nature, because they're literally impossible to get on once that plastic gets cold. We learned that one the hard way. Okay, so what are some of our favorite runs? When I was learning to ski, I was still learning out here. I started learning in Ohio on what they called mountains, but are actually hills, and then moved out here, and this was a bit intimidating. My very favorite run when I was starting out was Home Again. It's a green run, and it's just beautiful and lovely, and it does have some parts that made me nervous starting out. But one side note on that, I took our girls on that thinking they would love it, and they were so light they got stuck a lot. So those green runs, you have to be careful with the kids when they're starting out, because if they don't have the body weight to keep momentum, then it's just miserable for them. As far as blue runs go, some of our favorites are Goat Haunt, Whitetail. Those are off the backside, and when the mountain first opens in early December, pretty much usually only the backside is open, and as they open, the front side runs, they're not very good yet. So I would say prior to Christmas, mostly stick to the backside runs for the best options. But on that backside, there is something called the Anthill. We just call it that. Everybody calls it that. It's not labeled as such, but it's kind of a hill that almost everybody has to go down to get to all of the runs. It's not fun. It's quite miserable because it's so busy. People are whizzing by, and it can get kind of mogully just because it's so busy. So just push through that ant run, and then you'll be good to go from there. Some of our other favorites, Gray Wolf, I absolutely love. It scared me to death at first because there is kind of a cliff on the one side. Some people ski down that cliff, if that's comforting at all. But basically, you can just go full speed ahead, and it won't be a problem there. And then you'll be past that and into some beautiful trees. And also down the front side, Big Ravine is a lot of fun, a good leg burner there for you. And what's the other one? Oh, Hellfire opens later in the season, and I love that one. It's a lot of rolling hills. Previously, snowboarders would get stuck on that, so it might not be the best if you're a snowboarder, although I feel like they were trying to fix that. So I guess we'll have to see this year. And I think they're also adding another lift this year up from there, so that could be great as well. And then if you want to see Jesus on the mountain, he is at the top of Hell Run, ironically, and that is off of Chair 2. And then for the beginners, if you fall down, the best way to get up is to put your skis kind of parallel with the hill, pointing down the hill. Well, aimed down the hill, but parallel to, and then just push yourself up because you're on the hill. That definitely helps you. You can see my daughter kind of giving you an example here. And finally, if you are in town and you plan to ski a lot, they do have lessons every Wednesday, and you can join based on your level of ability. So if you kind of know a little bit, but you want to get better, definitely check those out. I think there's women's and men's, and there might be some other levels and sections as well. So I hope this was helpful. If you have additional questions, leave them below. I would be happy to help you out. If you're looking to buy or sell in Montana, definitely get in touch with me. I would love to help you there, and have an amazing week, and I will see you next time.